I'm just in the hub area post Act 4 now, just to refill my stats and stuff. And right now, I'll do a build overview now because I know people, i.e. the fucking 3 Insane Asylum patients that watch this are loving this shit right now. Basically the build overview is from a game that I haven't really played a lot, but this is my first proper playthrough of this game. The classic, or not so classic, ARPG Path of Exile, sequel to Path of Exile 2, sequel to Path of Exile 1. Came out, I think, last year. It was kind of dry in content, so I only gave it a try this year, which, to be honest, I'm quite satisfied with. But I'm just doing a kind of build overview of this particular character, a mercenary build, particularly that of a elemental crossbowist. I was gonna fight this guy, but it seems that he is dead, so we're gonna fight another boss. Now I'm a little confused here. I don't know where the man is. But as you can see, like the build is holding itself up quite a fair bit, although it's relying a lot of galvanic shards, which quite a big fan of. But I am overlooking this area, so it makes sense why it's so seamless.
One down. Who's next?
Okay, this is the boss fight. Eventually found it, so we'll see how my level 59 character, which is practically endgame, is going against this. I think he's in his mid 40s or late 40s. Just gonna go. Dissipate? Oh, really, that's very deadly in this fight. Usually one-shots me, or one-shot when I lose level. So I don't know what it is currently, but I'm sure we'll figure it out someday. Look at all these. Like your mom.
Need more time.
No, yeah, that's a good display of how the fight should go. Should you follow this epic build, which I've kind of copied. Oh, that's rubbish. Well, an unidentified emerald is a good way to go. Might as well sell that. But yeah, that's a decent display of the character build for my PoE mercenary witch hunter. quite enjoyed so far. I'm excited to play through other builds. I'm thinking of a monk or a witch build proper. Well, I tried a witch build, it didn't go quite as I wished. I'll give you a brief kind of like walkthrough almost. So it's basically just going down like your base projectile damage, which is particularly helpful in the early game when you don't have any sort of like explosive belt or any bolt or anything that's kind of elemental damage based. Going down this tree here for trust intelligence, and though I didn't go down this time, your base lightning damage, even though I can go down more here if you're gonna respec, especially if you're gonna stack it up. But you're just kind of going for a lot of dexterity, strength, defense kind of things. You're not really using a lot of mana besides if you're going to use hailstorm rounds. This is always handy here. Base projectile damage, though it's not very particularly useful for me. I took it earlier, but I can always respec. Asking you, should you get this game? But mostly a lot of elemental damage, particularly electric damage, and some fire damage on the way. But what I highly recommend for a crossbow build, however, is lots of dexterity and crossbow reload speed. And in particular, when you get down to this tree here, in the ironically shape of a crossbow, I'm after realizing that now, it's kind of funny. You get a lot of it's this skill here, reusable ammunition. Bolts fired by a crossbow attacks have 30% chance not to expend ammunition if you reload recently. Now that doesn't sound as useful just by me saying it, but in game, however, especially if you have a crossbow that can hold 3 bolts, which particularly the Regal or the twin crossbow, which is what I have right now, usually can. You're more or less rolling a die as to whether or not you're going to get like extra hit or potentially like an extra few more hits. Now that wasn't the best display of it, but often I can fire, yeah, as you say there, like several shots when I only have 3. But of course it's dependent on what type of crossbow you have. So if you want more damage at the stage that I'm in, particularly the piercing crossbow is very nice. So a lot of physical damage. Though it only has 2 hits, which very much limits that 30% kind of statistic, which is a shame. But you know, you're doing enough damage as it is. It's kind of made up for it, therefore. But no, that's my sort of overview of my PoE2 character, the mercenary.
Reloading.
Thank you much for watching. They're having fun.